Hey everybody!
Hey,
Welcome to
Transparent with the Townsends. We are back. Hello.
Yes, we are. I'm Robert,
And I'm Crystal.
and we are officially back. It's been a minute, and yeah, definitely.
I don't know if we can say officially back because we definitely said we were back last time, and then we disappeared for months.
That's true. That's true. We're back, and we're gonna try to be consistent.
Yeah, keyword being try, but
it's the fair assessment there.
Where have we been? Why have we been gone for so long?
A lot has happened.
Yeah.
Life has thrown a lot of blows, jabs at your boy.
Life has been lifing.
In the wifey here.
We both have changed jobs.
Yes, work has impacted things a lot.
Also run businesses.
Schedules were crazy. Definitely doing businesses as well. Yes.
Yeah. Life has just been throwing some hurdles.
A lot of stress.
Oof.
People dying and dealing with the grief and all that aspects of things.
It's been a whirlwind.
It has.
A whirlwind.
It definitely has.
Which we'll talk about probably in another episode.
Yep. This episode isn't about that stuff.
Yeah, it's our welcome back episode.
Yes.
Sort of.
So we have recently
celebrated our anniversary.
7 years.
7 years of marriage.
Crazy, right?
We've made it.
That's crazy.
It sounds like not a long time, but also a long time.
7 years is quite a long time.
Yeah. Like it's been 10 years of us knowing each other.
Right. Well,
almost. In January, it'll be 10 years. Yes. 7 years married. And boy, that time has flown.
Yes.
Feels like a long time and no time at all.
I don't know. It just feels like you kind of lay down and sleep and wake up the next minute, and it's just like
wake up and it's 7 years.
Where did the time go?
Wake up 7 years later.
At least it feels that way when you think about it from the past perspective. Like in the middle of it, you're just like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also had like a whole pandemic in the middle of that, and I think that crunched time a lot.
Yep.
A lot, because realistically, 5 years flew by like
I think everybody
finger.
Was just like, let's get through COVID and forget this period of time. So that was COVID. COVID was trippy for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But 7 years has gone by. It's been a great 7 years, ups and downs.
We've learned a lot.
We definitely have. And so this is, in a sense, going to be part one of a 7-part series that we're going to do. Where we're going to be kind of talking about the things that we've kind of learned in our 7 years of being married.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 7-part series. So this is
7 things we've learned in 7 years of marriage.
Yes.
Oh, 7 things we've learned in 7 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with like an actual slogan or something, title, whatever.
It's cool. So today we are having a conversation in part one about having the difficult conversations.
Yes.
It's a big deal. So
that's probably one of the most important things I learned about marriage, that it's important to have the difficult conversations.
Absolutely. I think that is kind of one of the things that kind of drove us through to get to where we are. Because a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, I'd say statistically, most people don't make it to this point in marriage.
Sadly. When you say this point, what do you mean?
Being married for 7 years.
Well, I think a lot of people make it. I think nowadays it's just maybe
I don't know the ways the way the statistic numbers. Well, I don't know. I don't do the surveys, and we don't actually know the phone numbers, how many people they survey. But the way they try to make it sound like half of people getting divorced like very quickly, or they get married and then they separate very quickly, or they only been married for 2-3 years and they get divorced and all that stuff like that. So it's like kind of like 7 years is like one of those things like, oh, you've been married 7 years, especially like we're not too far from a decade, which
I think they say once you've made it 7 years, you've made it, which is not true, but
it's very not true.
It feels like it a little bit.
But I think you're definitely on the other side of a lot of things because you kind of get through. I don't know. It feels like you get through a lot of the pettiness. A little early on, if you've 7 years is a lot of time to mature and kind of grow.
Well, I think we did. Is that the average? I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's fair.
But anyways,
yes.
Should we get into it?
Let's get in. So, what would you say is the first thing people should kind of keep in mind when it comes to difficult conversations, like having those?
Having difficult conversations. I think I think honestly, honesty is the best policy.
Okay.
Because it's your spouse we're talking about.
It's your partner.
And we're talking about specifically in marriage, in a
Right.
relationship. You have to have the honest, hard conversations because it's kind of what you signed up for. Like, you got married to this person to reveal your all to them, to, be who you are with this person. Like, this person is supposed to be your safe space. And always revert back to the fact that in the Bible we were naked and unashamed. Adam and Eve were naked and unashamed in the beginning before sin entered the world. And I really do think that's how God sees us in marriage, and that's his design and his desire for us, is to be able to be freely ourselves with one another. And how can you be yourself if you're not honest?
Very true. Very true. I think sometimes it's kind of overlooked that, like, I think this is really the way it should be, where you should be truthful and open and vulnerable. In your marriage, but also in your relationships and friendships.
Yeah.
Because I think friendship is the building block to a relationship, and that is also the building block to a good marriage. So how can you really have a relationship with somebody if you are not ever honest or truthful with them, especially when it comes to things that's hard or difficult for you, or even something that you're having an issue or problem with? It's like, why am I going to lie to you about an issue, especially if you ask me specifically about something in the conversation we have, and then I'm just gonna lie and brush over it and like act like it's not an issue. It's like, that's doing a disservice to you and a disservice to me, because I'm over here like, I got an issue with you about something, and then
You don't say that.
I don't say nothing, and then you think everything good, and I'm over here all mad at you, and you just like, why he acting all weird? And then I'm over here like, why she just don't change? It's just like, because I have not brought up that I have an issue with something.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't make sense.
I like how you said that. I don't think anything changes until you're honest. And that includes being honest with yourself first. Because if you don't know what you're thinking or how you feel, how can you tell someone else? Like, how can you tell the person you're married to, this is what I'm thinking and this is how I feel?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm mad at you about that, if you don't even really know that you're mad.
I have learned, because you have challenged me, I don't know how many times, to be honest with myself with what I'm feeling in the moment. I would usually go to that like, I'm good, I'm fine. And you'd be like, no, Robert, how are you really feeling?
Yeah.
Like, I want you to honestly assess yourself and like, tell me how you really feel. And then I had to actually like think to myself and like, am I being honest with myself right now? And it's just like, you know what? No, I'm not actually good right now. I'm actually angry. I'm going to talk about why I'm angry. And so, like,
can we dive into that?
Sure.
I know we said we would talk about it in another episode, and we will. It involves all the things that happened while we were on our, should we say hiatus?
Sure.
While we were on our hiatus. But yeah, like when you ended up losing your job, and like I could tell that you were bothered and that you weren't yourself. But when I asked you, like, are you okay or how are you doing? You would just kind of like, oh, I'm okay. I mean, how else am I supposed to be doing? Like, oh, it's fine. It is what it is. But you weren't telling me your feelings. And I know how I would feel in that position. So I just wanted you to be upfront, honest with me.
Right.
And I don't know if I handled it the right way, because I just kind of kept asking until you were going to, I forced it out of you.
Cutting the scab.
But eventually you did discuss with me how you were really feeling. And, like you said, you were angry and all those things. And obviously that period of time in our life was really affecting our relationship and how we were treating each other. So you telling me like, hey, I'm angry, made a lot of sense as to why your character was different, or like why you would withdraw, or why I felt like sometimes you were isolating yourself. So your partner is your spouse, and they need a window into you.
Absolutely.
Like we sometimes as people, and this is just normal, we build up walls to protect ourselves. But I think God wants, in a marriage, that's really when all your walls are supposed to come down. And even not just marriage, but like your most private, special relationships with people.
Absolutely.
Like your friendships, we're supposed to be able to be vulnerable with each other.
Mourn with those who mourn, and celebrate with those.
Rejoice, yeah.
Yeah, rejoice with those, yeah. But the thing is, if you can't be honest about what's going on, then people can't rejoice with you when they need to. And they also can't grieve with you because they don't know that there's anything to grieve. So you over here grieving by yourself a lot, and everybody talking about you good. It's the same thing with being in a relationship with your spouse as well, because the two have become one, and so whatever affects me also affects you.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of goes into the next kind of thing there, because like what hurts me does hurt you. From aspect of something that actually impacts me from an event or mental or emotional state. But also too, I think that kind of digs a little bit deeper when it comes to honesty, because if you are lying, like, or even like not being careful with your words, like what you're saying and how you're acting with your spouse, that hurts them too.
You mean like your tone?
Yes, and
The way you say
I think you have to be careful to kind of think about like the way I'm going to approach this and actually speak to you. Like however that impacts you, like will impact me. So if I hurt you, that's going to hurt me too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big key thing, actually. Like honesty is the best policy, but it's about how you say things. Because you can be direct and hurtful.
Yep.
And I think you don't want to be that.
I mean, it's really about what is the objective? Like, is my objective to honestly like hurt you with honesty, or is my objective to like address something with honesty, with love, that's going to help see an improvement or to impact a change that's going to benefit the both of us, right? Versus like, am I just lashing out with honesty? Like, oh, I see this, I'm gonna smack you with honesty.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think being aggressive is definitely not the way to go, because you're probably going to offend someone instead. And that's just going to start a fight and an argument. But definitely, also, you don't want to be passive aggressive either.
I was just about to say that.
I feel like a lot of times people are like, well, you should know what's bothering me. Or, like you act a certain way because you want your person to see like, oh, something's wrong.
Yep.
So you're just going to act different, but not say anything about it and not just come out of your mouth and say it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there's a certain type of communication you should have, I think. Like honest, direct, but
with love.
Oh, assertive, not aggressive.
Yes.
I think that's what people say.
Yes.
Assertive, not aggressive.
Yes. I'm going to get the point across, but I'm going to do it in a way that's respectful.
Yeah. Because like you said, if you hurt me, you're hurting yourself.
Right. Right. There is no benefit to doing that.
Yeah.
None.
Literally. You lose a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits. A lot of privileges.
So, I mean, a lot of people like to say like happy wife, happy life, happy home, all that stuff like that. Like there's, pros to like, is that an honest statement or not? I kind of take it with a grain of salt, but I also feel like it's in my best benefit to make sure that you're taken care of. If I make sure you're taken care of and you're in a good state, then that leads to a lot of things that are in a good state in the house. But that also is because you respect me and that you care about my well-being. So because you're not selfish,
it's got to go both ways.
Exactly. So it's when both people are willing to serve one another to help them to be happy, then the whole household is happy. Because it could just be like happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
And then like I receive no type of happiness at all. Because you're not willing to reciprocate. So that has to be something that kind of works that way. Kind of a little off topic, but still. So in regards to like that assertiveness, I think that kind of works though with like, you got to be clear. Like you got to have clarity.
Yeah.
So that's like a clearness with your words. So it's about, what do you say? You said assertiveness and directness. That's like what? Just
so clarity, like saying what you really mean.
Yeah.
Like I think, okay, we are big fans of Love is Blind. If you're not, that's okay. But so we just recently,
interesting to watch.
It's a lot of people and a lot of guys actually who like Love is Blind too.
Interesting to watch
because the relationship dynamics are just like, what am I watching? Yep. Like, is this, what would I do in this situation if this were me? So we just basically binged the last season, season 9.
Yep.
That just came out like a few weeks ago, and we noticed that a lot of the things, because we also will like literally pause it, watch it, pause it, and discuss.
Yep. We love to discuss.
Yes, and I've also started watching Love is Blind podcast now, which is a dangerous rabbit hole to go down. But anyway, So when we were watching the last season, we realized a lot of the conversations the couples were having,
No
they
clarity.
just weren't saying anything. Like they weren't saying how they were really feeling. They weren't saying like what the situation with the for all of you guys who watch Love Is Blind, you'll know about this. But the situation where the girl Casey, I think her name was Patrick, Casey and Patrick.
Yep.
Like she was
that whole
trying to
moment,
break up with him, but didn't actually break up with
she
him.
was not clear.
Like how
She did not say what she wanted. She didn't say what the problem was.
No,
because she was sitting here using words, and then he was assuming based off of the words something else from what she was saying. Like she was trying to break
breaking up with him without breaking up with him.
He thought that they were still together by the end of the conversation.
No clarity, because how could you? How could you think she wanted to be with you?
Not just clarity with words, but also clarity with your actions, because her actions also didn't match. Her words as well.
For those of you who watched, you know, like if you're breaking up with someone, hopefully you're not going to also be jumping all over them and like kissing them so profusely and like not wanting to let them go and walk away and literally come right back and jump on them. Like that doesn't say I want to break up with you. Like not only did you not say, hey, I want to break up with you, you were also, your actions were showing the total opposite. Yep. So it really is like having the difficult conversations. Part of that is saying what you really want to say, like what you want that other person to hear. Just say the thing. Say it.
Yep.
Say it. Because not saying it has so many other consequences.
Absolutely.
And you can think, oh, I thought you understood. I thought you got it. No, people can't read your mind.
So much misunderstanding.
Poor Patrick.
So that leads to even more hurt feelings and put you in a deeper situation, because it's like I wanted to stop this here. And it led to all this other stuff happening, which I could have avoided if I was just clear in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just, sorry, I'm still stuck on Love Is Blind. Like it wasn't even just that relationship. No, it was like that couple.
It was all the couples.
There were several couples who were arguing, and the whole time you're kind of just like, what are they arguing about? Like what? Wait, how come you didn't say that? Like you know how people do the what is it called when they do the little thing behind the scenes?
The little, what it's called. It's like the interviews. Yeah, little interviews. Yeah, it's like a little perspective interview. I can't remember what it's called.
But they will do, and they'll tell in the interview, like, this is why I was upset, or this is what was going on. But in the conversation they're having, they never mentioned that. Like, oh, what? Like, you do realize you never brought that up, or you never, like, is that what you were trying to say? Because you didn't say that.
I found it interesting with Anton and the other girl that in her interview, Allie, in her interview, she was saying she was so upset about like the whole clubbing and the drinking, but she never brought up the clubbing to him. And then the drinking, she wasn't clear about it.
No.
She's kind of like, she was very passive aggressive with like, hey, don't you like why? What did she say?
Is that good? Like,
is that good? Yeah,
that's good for you to drink like that.
It wasn't like a, hey, I have a problem with you drinking. This is why I have a problem.
Keywords: I have a problem with you doing that. That would have been so much more helpful. But anyways, enough with judging these couples.
Exactly.
Because I think realistically, we don't, I guess as human beings, we don't want to offend people, right? Like we want our person to love us and be happy with us. But a huge part of that is just getting things off your chest.
You can't be afraid to, it's okay. This is why we said honesty with respect in assertiveness, not aggressiveness, and being clear is important, because if you are focused on doing those things, you're going to offend less. Is there a possibility you still can offend? Yes, but you can't be afraid of a small possibility of offense that will lead to you withholding or lying. Like that's never a good situation, because withholding or lying, once it's found out, is still going to lead to offense.
Yeah, in the long run, somewhere down the line.
It's like I'd rather address the problem now and possibly you be offended and we just talk it out, right? Yeah. Versus I lie about it and then later on you offended because I lied.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, you know what? I have a great question.
Yes.
How would you say we have or handle difficult conversations?
I think
because maybe I think the real truth is that people just don't know. Like they don't know how to have difficult conversations or how to start it. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like we are pretty good at having difficult conversations.
I think the first thing you have to do is create a safe space to have conversations.
So what does that look like?
So I think for me, the first thing I did with us that kind of opened the door to that was I said, hey, I want to I want us to be able to be vulnerable and open with each other.
Oh yeah, I think we've talked about this before, but you said it was a no judgment zone.
Yes, I said no judgment zone. So you kind of have to create the space by opening the air to say, hey, this will be a moment in time where we can talk, no judgment. I'm not gonna get offended by what you say, and actually mean that, and then focus on like allowing somebody to be vulnerable without judgment or without immediately attacking them. So that way you can start to create a space between you to be able to openly, honestly have conversation. Because the thing is, if people, this reminds me of the conversation between, I think it was Megan and Joe. And no, not Megan. It was Joe and whatever the girl name was, the girl he's with. I'm sorry about that.
I think it started with Madison.
Madison, there we go, Joe and Madison. And how I think he was talking about his feelings, and she immediately was jumping in and getting offended and attacking him. And he's like, I don't even feel comfortable talking about my feelings anymore. I'm just not going to do it no more. So like the thing is, you have to create a space where people can feel comfortable. Your spouse can feel comfortable talking to you about their feelings, even if it initially hurts because you're like, dang, I didn't know you felt that way about the situation. I thought you were good. Like sometimes you have to be like, don't be responsive. Ooh, take a breath and actually receive, listen, and then actually like, what's the right word? Not respond. Is it respond? Respond, not impulsively react. Yes, there we go. You want to be able to respond out of a patient moment, right? Like actually receive. Because the thing is, sometimes we can like listen but not listen. It's like I heard something and then they didn't even finish their thought. I'm just immediately attacking based off of the first initial part of their thought.
I'm waiting until you get done talking, so I could just.
It's like if I fully actually listened and really actually not just heard, but actually listened and absorbed it, maybe what they were trying to say would actually be talked out because they're having a stream of consciousness moment. And so it's kind of like they're talking about how they feel, and then maybe they might even realize something about how they feel, and that will be addressed with them just being able to open up about it. Because it's different when you can hear your thoughts out loud than when it's in your head. So sometimes opening up about it with somebody else kind of helps.
Yeah.
Even if it initially is like hurtful, it's like, okay, let me just swallow this for a second and just wait. Okay, cool. Okay, you brought that back around to something else. Maybe they don't. And it's just like, all right, cool. I heard you. I'm going to respond to let you know I do feel a little bit of hurt by what you said. This is why I feel a little bit hurt. And let them respond to that because they might address them like, hey, I didn't mean for that to hurt you. I just want to let you know this is how I felt about something because this made me feel this way because of this type of situation, and we need to kind of address this. So it's kind of like it takes patience, but it takes you maturing enough to say, I'm not going to emotionally react. But that's required when it comes to difficult conversations, because difficult conversations means that there's a very high chance that the emotions could flare or offense could happen possibly.
Definitely.
But it's important that you have those conversations because usually those conversations are important to somebody.
Game changers, honestly. Game changers.
And you can only grow to another level in your relationship if you can have those important conversations.
I agree. As you were kind of talking that out just then, like your mannerisms and all that stuff, it reminded me of literally exactly how you are when we argue and like the things that you say and how you talk. So for the people who are like, oh, I wonder what you guys' arguments are like that. A little bit like that. Not all the time. No, sometimes they do get heated. Sometimes it is hard to be.
It's less and less like that. It is less and less like that as we're continuing to grow. Yeah. Earlier on in our arguments, it was very but we've grown.
Yeah, we had to grow into it. Yes. 7 years.
So I will say,
technically 10.
Where we are now is not where we were, but you can grow there too. So it's. I want to give hope to everybody if that's not where you are currently.
Definitely.
To kind of learn and grow. So, and the Lord calls for us to be able to do that, right? To be peacemakers, to be honest and truthful, to have the courage to, be direct and not be cowards when it comes to addressing and talking to one another. And, if you have a wrong, addressing that with your brother and sister and being able to actually address that stuff, right? Biblically, all the stuff we're talking about is addressed right there. It's all in the Bible. And so the Lord is asking us to do these things. It's like us actually learning these biblical principles and starting to apply them into our marriage is kind of seeing fruit. And I want to kind of advise everybody to do the same, but also to get in your Bible so that way you can start to let the Holy Spirit speak to you, so you can start to absorb the biblical principles as well, so that the Lord can kind of help you grow in your marriage and even friendship and relationships as well.
Yeah, definitely.
One last point to kind of conclude all this is that part of difficult conversations that kind of helps is also to like changing your focus. So changing your focus from me, self-centered focus, right, to us focus. Because if you're in an argument and you're thinking only about you,
Yep. Me.
then that's not going to be helpful, because if you're us focused, then you're listening with the mindset of how can we fix this that can benefit both of us and help both of us together, right?
Yeah,
Versus me self-centered, right? And I'm attacking you so that you can fix something for me. It's completely different.
Yeah, you definitely have to figure out what works for the both of you, because it's two people in a marriage, so both parties need to bring something to the table. Both parties need to be accepting, and it's about compromise. And I would say like that's how you're supposed to end a difficult conversation.
Absolutely.
You know, both parties should be at least okay or willing to accept the solution.
It's about coming together.
Even if you don't like it, like it's okay, but you can, what's the word? Like I can accept something about you. Like if you tell me I'm never going to do the dishes again, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't like that, but maybe the solution is dishwasher.
I mean, yes, I think never is a very harsh word though. In general, I don't think never should be really.
Dishwashers break.
It's true. So we hope you guys enjoyed that quick little conversation we had there. It's part 1 in the series, like I said, of a 7-part series about the 7 things we've learned in the 7 years that we've been married.
That's a lot of 7s.
It is a lot of 7s.
Yeah. What's a 7 mean? 7 the number of completion?
I believe so. Yes.
Ooh, yes. Interesting. What's that mean?
I don't know, but we're still
completing the beginning of our marriage.
Yes, it's the first chapter. First chapter.
It does feel like something has.
First chapter complete. Oh, chapter 2. Let's go.
Chapter 2. All right, we'll see. What's that looking like?
What I would challenge everybody is, if you receive something, put it in the comments below. Like, what did you actually receive that you're going to take and apply to your friendship, your relationship, your marriage? Something that's been helpful for you. If you have anything else, I guess you want to comment or reach out to us, you can reach out to us at our email at transparentwiththetownsends@gmail.com. And we love you guys here at our Transparent Tribe. And we look forward to seeing you guys soon.
You can follow us on Facebook also, Transparent with the Townsends.
Yes. Love you guys. See you later.
See ya. See you next time. We'll try not to keep you waiting so long.